What's up, everybody? Threw my blanket over my microphone when I did that. My name is OMG, WTFLLTWBRB. Welcome back to more WWE versus TEW, the weekly series where we take the events and shows that the WWE books, run them in the game to see just how well the WWE does against TEW, or if Total Extreme Wrestling will be the company that brings the WWE down to its knees. Today we are booking the August 20th edition of Monday Night Raw. We are behind again, and we're probably going to be behind for a little while here because I am not making it my priority to catch up. I'm going to do it at a nice leisurely pace, at my own pace here, while I work on Nitro as well, because I got to get that stuff up as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into this episode of Monday Night Raw. It is the Raw after SummerSlam, the first Raw of the new mod. So as I said in the SummerSlam episode, some things may have changed. There may be certain chemistries that may have changed. Popularity definitely has changed. Match types, everything really, or not match types, but I guess the amount of times people have fought each other in a match has changed. Everything has pretty much changed. This is a brand new mod, so it's like day one, or I guess this would be day two. So let's go ahead, run right into this main event of the night. Universal Championship is on the line as Roman Reigns will defend against Finn Balor, and that is all what this opening angle is about here. As Roman Reigns starts off the night talking about how he's going to be a fighting champion. He does what he says he's going to do. All this generic crap. I don't understand Roman Reigns. This is character, guys. Like, I never have. Like, when he first debuted with the Shield, that is probably the only time I've ever understood Roman Reigns' character. He went from being this bold, stoic, mercenary type character to this, I'm not John Cena, but I am John Cena. That's what I get from Roman Reigns. It's like, oh, I'm not John Cena because I don't come out here and beg to the crowd and do all this cheesy stuff. But I come out here and I beg to the crowd in my own sort of way and do all this cheesy stuff in my own sort of way because I'm the big dog and the Roman Empire's got to stand tall and I do what I say I'm going to do. It's just, I don't know. There's too much smiling nowadays, especially in between Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. Wrestling's too much, oh, I'm just here to have fun now, it feels like to me, and less about this is a competition. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with just how Roman Reigns' delivery is, and I really feel like that is the main issue with Roman Reigns, is he has the worst delivery I've ever seen a wrestler have in my life. Like, the guy does not know how to deliver a line. If I were to explain how to deliver a line, it would sound so nitpicky, because it kind of is, but it's so important. I mean, if you're going to give someone the microphone, they got to be able to know how to hold that microphone and keep the audience in their, their attention. Roman Reigns has never done that. It's just the same boring promos holding the same boring voice all the time. Like, he has no excitement in his tone of voice. He has no excitement when delivering his lines. It's just and I keep my promises. It's just, and I think the person that deserves this Universal Championship match is the man who never got his Universal Championship match. It's just like, get it out already. I'm not a fan of this promo. I did not like the way this promo was paced. I did not like this opening segment at all. I thought it was probably one of the worst parts, if not the worst part to this show. It was a horrible setup for the main event, horrible setup for the opening match, just horrible in general. And I'll be honest, I don't know if any storylines are changed. Like, there really hasn't been much of a change. I guess the only storyline I could say that maybe has changed is Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. But besides from that, I don't know if Roman is done feuding with Brock, because there's still talks that Brock might fight him at Hell in a Cell. So it's just a mess. Anyways, Roman Reigns comes out. He accomplished his goal that he said he was going to do all this time. He's going to be a fighting champion, and he could make this easy by just issuing an open challenge, which, yeah, that's what normal people do, but Roman Reigns has somebody in mind, someone who hasn't gotten their title match ever since they've lost the title in this arena. That person, of course, being Finn Balor. And I'd argue that Finn Balor is kind of at the disadvantage here in this matchup. I mean, normally when you think about it, if you have an open match scenario, both men are unprepared. You got Roman Reigns, who should be unprepared for his opponent because he doesn't know that's who he's fighting. Then you got his opponent, who's unprepared because he wasn't aware that he was going to be in a Universal Championship match tonight. Now you have Roman Reigns, who is prepared for Finn Balor because he's quite aware of who he's going to be calling out for this championship matchup. But you have Finn Balor, who has no idea he's going to be getting this championship matchup. So yeah, I'd argue that Finn Balor is maybe at a little bit of a disadvantage here, even though he is given time to warm up and get himself in the right mental states, of course, before the main event. But yeah, that's my argument. Constable Corbin comes out. He informs that Balor is not going to be getting a championship match because of the stunt he pulled at SummerSlam. Corbin said that he was supposed to be facing the man Finn Balor, not the demon Finn Balor. So he's going to be taking on Finn Balor tonight. That's when Kurt Angle finally comes out and interrupts Corbin. He lets Corbin know that I make the matches around here, not you. And then he goes ahead and asks Brooklyn what match they want to see. Obviously, they want to see Reigns versus Finn Balor, so that is the match we are going to get. Main event tonight, Roman Reigns will put up the Universal Championship for the first time against Finn Balor. And then Kurt Angle also lets Corbin know that he has a match for him as well, and that match is going to be against none other than the Dominator, Bobby Lashley. So apparently this angle got the show up to the strong start, even though I highly disagree. I thought this was probably the drizzling shits. Gained heat for the Corbin-Balor feud that seems like it's going to be continuing here. Finn Balor's improving acting, and Baron Corbin learning to show more charisma. Good for you. Or I should say good for both of you. We then move on to our opening match of the night. 62, solid C rating here. And about the head, decent wrestling, but not much weighing heat. Bobby Lashley going over Constable Baron Corbin in 11 minutes, 26 seconds with the running power slam. Corbin with an in-ring performance of a 51, Bobby Lashley with a 63. This match went on probably a little too long. You can definitely feel that it wore out its welcome by the audience themselves. A very hot crowd tonight. We've got pretty much the equivalent to what is the crowd after a WrestleMania show, because it's SummerSlam's, I guess, like the second big show or one of the big shows, and we've got a little bit of a more smart crowd here tonight. So they're not into this match. They're chanting boring at it. They're chanting Rusev Day and all the chants they can think of. Definitely not into this match. And Bobby Lashley able to pick up the victory with the Dominator out of all things. Dominator. I think this might have been the first time Bobby Lashley beat someone with a Dominator, but Lashley gets the victory in a match that was average, I guess. Lashley is improving in performance, though, so good for him. We then go to a 77 solid B rating here. As Kurt Angle's backstage after watching the Lashley versus Corbin match, he is approached by Paul Heyman. And Heyman, not making any excuses. Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar last night. That happens. But we're here to discuss Brock Lesnar's rematch clause. Kurt Angle, he's well aware of the rematch, but he doesn't plan on giving Brock Lesnar a rematch clause for a very long time, especially now that he has a fighting champion that shows up every week. Heyman's like, well, we're not going to have the rematch tomorrow. I was thinking more Hell in a Cell. And then that's when Kurt looks at Heyman and tells him it'll be a cold day in hell when Brock gets his rematch, pretty much. So we're not sure when Brock's going to get his rematch, but it could be Hell in a Cell since they're name dropping that. Although I think I've heard that Strowman's apparently facing Roman at Hell in a Cell. 79, solid B rating here as we hype up Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor for the main event. Also a Ronda Rousey title celebration tonight, and a special look at the rivalry between The Undertaker and Triple H, all to take place tonight. 75 B- rating here as Constable Corbin confronts Kurt Angle backstage about the match, saying that he needs to put him or be more cautious with him or whatever, pretty much saying that he shouldn't just be putting him in matches all willy-nilly like that. Kurt again says, I'm the general manager, I'll do what I want, whatever, something like that. Stephanie's apparently here, and Corbin threatens to go tell Stephanie, so I guess that's what he's going to go do. 72 B- rating here as we get a look at the rivalry between Triple H and The Undertaker. A little video segment here, mostly with Triple H talking over it and just hyping up their upcoming match at the Super Showdown event in Australia. 77 solid B rating, as Triple H will be here and live tonight. And then we jump into 6-woman action, 52 D+ rating here. And about that has subpar wrestling and little heat to it. The Riot Squad, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan, going over Ember Moon and the Boston Hug Connection, of course that being Bayley and Sasha Banks. And 9 minutes 32 seconds after Ruby Riott defeats Sasha Banks with the Riot Kick. Again, not sure if that's what the Heidi Ho is, but that's what she beat her with. This match, again, nothing too special here. Pretty average matchup here. More storyline elements, if anything, with the Riot Squad. They didn't really have the numbers here, but they're more of a trio. They've got more experience teaming with each other, so that's why they were able to pull out the victory tonight. Use the numbers against them despite not having the numbers, and getting the victory with, once again, Ruby Riott pinning Sasha Banks, I believe, for the 2nd week in a row. So Ruby Riott might be on a rise here. Ember Moon with an in-ring performance of a 36, Bayley with a 57, Sasha Banks with a 60, Sarah Logan with an impressive 42, Liv Morgan with a 32, and Ruby Riott with a 38. And the reason why I say that's impressive is because if you look at Morgan, Ruby, and Ember, they all got 30s, and Logan probably around the same popularity point as them, getting a 42. That's impressive to me. It does go ahead and advance the storyline between the Boston Hug Connection and the Riot Squad. We got plenty of improvements here. Ruby Riott improving in technical and performance. Ember Moon improving in performance. Bayley improving in Rumble. Sasha Banks improving in Rumble technical and flying skills. Made the most of the improvements here tonight. And Sarah Logan improving in technical and performance skills. So the only one not improving was Liv Morgan. Come on, Liv. 79 solid B rating, as Triple H will be here and he is next. And then a 94 solid A rating. Probably should have taken Stephanie off Triple H, but that really doesn't matter. The Game, Triple H makes his way down to the ring to cut a promo for his upcoming match against The Undertaker at the Super Showdown event that will be taking place in Melbourne, Australia. And yes, we will be doing that event. Or else there would be no point in me really featuring this angle, I feel. But nonetheless, Triple H comes out, he cuts a promo on The Undertaker, hyping the match, saying how he's, he gets the itch after what an awesome weekend they had, and Vince McMahon called him and said, we put pen to paper with the Australia dude, and we want you to have a match at Australia, and Triple H is like, hell yeah, and we wanted to be against The Undertaker, and Triple H is like, hell no. Mostly because it was out of respect because of, the last time they fought, it was the end of the era with him, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker. But because he has that respect for The Undertaker, he's going to take off this suit, lace up that tape or whatever, and put on the boots or, I don't know. And he will face The Undertaker at the Super Showdown event, pretty much. So, good stuff from Triple H. As always, I mean, come on, Triple H is a master. He knows how to hold that mic. If you want to see someone who knows how to deliver his words and able to actually hold the audience in their hand, it's a guy like Triple H. Who, my God, is he looking old, especially with that beard. Got the crowd hot, gained some heat for Triple H versus The Undertaker, and there we have it. 76 B- rating here as we get a recap of the Universal Championship match from SummerSlam, of course featuring Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, of course, distracting Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns able to win the title. 72 B- rating here, as once again Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor for the Universal Championship is hyped for tonight, and Ronda Rousey also hyped. And her title celebration thing, yeah. 76 B- rating here in a decent matchup. Dean Ambrose goes over Dolph Ziggler in 10 minutes 23 seconds with the Dirty Deeds. A lot of interference in this match. Drew McIntyre going after Ambrose. Also distracting Ambrose. Rollins distracting Ziggler. Kind of, sort of. More Ziggler going after Rollins and being distracted by himself. But this match was good. This was probably... I was going to say this might have been the match of the night, but Balor and Reigns was pretty good too. But I'm still going to say this is the match of the night. I wouldn't say that Balor and Reigns was that great, but This, in my opinion, was definitely the match of the night. Dean Ambrose looked great in the ring. He looks like a new wrestler. He's a lot more physical, if you ask me, a lot more hard hitting. Those chops, whoo, those chops to Dolph Ziggler did not sound pretty. Good Lord. And that Dirty Deeds finish, even though a little bit sloppy, still looked good. So good stuff altogether from Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler here tonight. Continuing the story between Rollins and the Drew McIntyre and Ziggler stuff going on here. So Seth Rollins doing some good work ringside, as did Drew McIntyre. Dean Ambrose with an in-ring performance of a 71. Dolph Ziggler with a 62. What do we have here? Oh, we're doing gimmick changes. Let's go ahead and do this. Above average for Dolph's arrogant gimmick. Good for him. We still got to do some gimmick changes on certain superstars that I don't agree with their gimmicks that were given to them. 55 C- rating as Elias puts his crew in check, pretty much telling them their jobs are on the line if something like what happened at SummerSlam happens again before he starts walking towards gorilla position. And then, before we can get on to Elias, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring you our first official episode of John Cena and Friends. Because you see, in the previous mod, we had a little bit of, commercial break things featuring John Cena. And I figure if we're going to have this be, more of a reoccurring theme, I've got a bunch of legends under contract, mostly because I don't want WWE to swerve me out of nowhere. And I know these guys take a long time to hire. A lot longer than someone that's not that well known. So with that being said, these legends are pretty much just going to be able to be used during this John Cena stuff here. Where, yeah, unless they're used on live TV. So John Cena and Friends, episode 1. John Cena training with Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels, two legends in this business, having a good old time, when Vince McMahon enters the gymnasium, and he has all intents and purposes of buying the place, which is why he puts his financial advisor, John Bradshaw Layfield, in charge of buying it. And John Cena's not having it. Cena says, "You can't have this gym. This is our gym. This is the..." Oh, Lord, I don't know. I probably should have put a little bit more thought to this stuff. But this is the A gym, the face that runs the place gym or whatever. The top dog gym. Only the good guys can be here or whatnot. But they're not having any of that. As in comes Edge, the rated R superstar. A little sneaky. You can see him on the outside of the ring. Or not the outside of the ring, I should say, but the outside of the building with his bulldozer ready to tear it down. And that's when Shawn Michaels super kicks the entire bulldozer. Of course, with a little bit of help from Hulk Hogan in his big boot. So Michaels and Hogan able to stop the bulldozer before Edge can tear it apart. Cena challenges John Bradshaw Layfield, and he has to beat JBL in time before Edge is able to bulldoze the arena. Because let's be honest, Hogan and Michaels are up there in age. They can't hold off this bulldozer. Can he do it? Can John Cena beat JBL to save the big dog Jim? Find out next time on John Cena and Friends. John Cena improvised well throughout the segment. New catchphrase, good stuff. Hulk Hogan got an above average on his fan favorite. Michaels got a very good on his legendary gimmick. Edge got an above average on his legend gimmick. Of course, Edge enjoyed his freedom, as did Vince McMahon. John Cena was good. Good stuff all around. Good first episode of John Cena and Friends. Michael's also learning to show more charisma, so. Back to the show, we get a 71 B- rating here, as Finn Balor smiling and doing typical, "Oh, I'm just happy to be here because I'm Finn Balor and I've got really no reason to be here." I hate Finn Balor's character. I hate it. I hate Finn Balor's character. Give him a gimmick. Give him something that just gives him a reason to be here instead of just, "I'm here. Hello." But whatever. Braun Strowman enters and he lets Finn Balor know that I told both Brock and Roman I'm not a coward. I'm going to cash in face to face, which is why I'm here to tell you, good luck. So Strowman still has the intentions of cashing in tonight, and he doesn't care if it's Finn or Roman. He's going to do it. 58 C- rating here as Elias comes out. He's ready to perform. He's playing the guitar, having a grand old time. And that's when he is interrupted by the music of Curt Hawkins. Curt Hawkins, of all people, the man I believe who is like 218 losses now. I don't remember the exact number, but Hawkins comes out and he is looking to get his first win, and he pretty much is going after Elias. Elias tells Hawkins how it is, though. He tells him he's a waste of time, he's a loser, and how Elias really shouldn't be wasting his time on Curt Hawkins right now, and tells Hawkins to leave. And I've got to give Curt Hawkins credit here. Some great acting on his part. Like, I was legitimately kind of feeling bad for the guy. Like, seeing Elias talk down to him and watch Hawkins' face just kind of take it, like, knowing that, yeah, a lot of this is true, and I can't argue with it. Like, it was actually some pretty good stuff there. Hawkins ends up walking away from Elias. Looks like he's just going to take his, verbal beating and leave. But he finally mans up. He gets in the ring, and he says, "I'm challenging you, Elias. Are you going to accept? Or are you going to hide behind your guitar all your life?" Elias accepts the challenge, and we get a match between him and Curt Hawkins. Curt Hawkins learning to show more charisma. Good for him. I agree, though. This is definitely one of those moments where he most likely benefited from it. In real life, too. 47 solid D for the matchup here in an extremely short match. Elias goes over Curt Hawkins in 2 minutes, 26 seconds with the diving elbow drop. I'm not sure if he beat him with that, but he beat him. Curt Hawkins was really off his game apparently tonight, which is a shame because I'd also disagree with that. Curt Hawkins looked really good in the matchup. He came out like a spitfire in the beginning, but that's fine. Announcing did help the match. Elias with an in-ring performance of a 50, Curt Hawkins with a 38. Elias is improving in his technical and performance skills, so good for him. 50 D+ rating as Titus O'Neil is backstage searching for Apollo Crews and Dana Brooke, and he finds them kind of talking, getting a little close to each other, it looks like. Titus is all wondering where they've been at. They got a match coming up, and Dana says that they were just going over strategy, and yeah. So apparently Titus O'Neil's not suited to his gimmick, so I will go ahead and add that in here, something to change. Aiden English wasn't suited to his gimmick as well, but I am going to actually keep Aiden English as his gimmick for now, because with the whole Rusev Day thing, I do get the feeling that he could turn as a face at any moment, and if he does turn, I feel like it'd be better suited to change his gimmick with that. That way I don't have to end up changing a heel gimmick to a face gimmick, so I'm just going to wait it out for now. We do have some changes here, though. Dana Brooke's going to be changing from an old school face to an executive consultant, because that's kind of what she's doing right now. Got a rating of average. But there you go. It seems like they're going to be, and I've heard the rumor of this as well, so it seems like there's going to be a story being started between Apollo Crews and Dana Brooke, maybe like a love triangle story. And I hate to be that guy, because a lot of, back in the day, TNA got accused of taking a lot of WWE stories back in the day, and WWE also took some of TNA stories. I mean, look at the Broken Matt Hardys. But, I get a little bit of a TNA vibe from here, because right now on Impact Wrestling, they got a kind of a love triangle story going on between Grado, Joe Hendry, and Katarina. So I get a little bit of a love triangle vibe there from Impact Wrestling, and feel like WWE might be copying that a little bit here, but I guess it's something. I don't really think it's the best idea to split up these guys or anything. I feel like splitting them up is just going to do more harm than good, but you know what? Whatever. It's not like they're pushed pushed as high up the card anyway right now. Anyway, 50 D+ rating as we have the upcoming tag team match that Dana Brooke and Apollo Crews are apparently strategizing for. And a terrible matchup. The Authors of Pain get yet another victory. I think it's either their second or their third victory over Titus Worldwide. And 8 minutes, 51 seconds. Apparently my dyslexia wants to kick in last minute there. When Razor goes over Apollo Crews after hitting the last chapter. In terms of in-ring work, Titus O'Neil was apparently head and shoulders above everybody else, which is something I don't think I ever would have expected. We already know about Titus O'Neil's gimmick. Dana Brooke doing some good work ringside. Titus O'Neil and Dana Brooke have excellent chemistry when Brooke manages him, so that's good. Razor with an in-ring performance of a 37, Akam with a 33, Apollo Crews with a 43, and Titus O'Neil with a 52. We do have a couple of changes here as well. Both the Authors of Pains are changing their current gimmicks, which are none, to Man on a Mission. So Got an average rating for Akam. Apparently I didn't do it for Razar. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Apollo Crews is improving in Rumble, and there you have it. AOP beating them and most likely ending the feud with them, I feel. 78 solid B rating as Ronda Rousey, the new women's champion, is next. And then we have the segment itself, 65 solid C rating. Stephanie McMahon comes out as the entire women's division crowds around the ring. Alexa Bliss, Natalya, Banks, and Bayley were all kind of brought up during the promo, which is why they're featured. And the Bella Twins were the last two people who were popular that were around the ring, so that's why they're featured. But everybody here from like the Riot Squad to Alicia Fox to Dana Brooke are down here as well. So Stephanie McMahon comes out. She talks about how she's proud of Ronda and how, you know, she's molded Ronda into her, pretty much her image, and how Ronda's like her protege, all this stuff, whatever. Ronda Rousey eventually interrupts her, asks her what she's really doing, saying that this is not about Stephanie, this is about the women's evolution. It has all the women step up, you know, tells them to get into the ring. They don't get in the ring, they just step up on the apron, but I guess it's something. Ronda puts over, you know, Natalya, which almost had me in tears. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Knowing how much Natalya is probably going through right now, from the loss of her father to having to still work right now, like, it's a lot's got to be weighing on her. And I could see it in her face when, you know, Ronda was calling her, like, the cornerstone and all that. You could see in Natty's face that she was just about, she was on the verge of tears. And I'm a big Natalya fan myself, so I don't know. I got a little emotional there, too. I won't lie. I was sitting there like, yeah, good stuff. You know, she talks about Sasha and Bayley's match at NXT. This finally Stephanie gets frustrated, you know, when, you know, Ronda's not making it about Stephanie. It's about Ronda and the division. So Stephanie's all accusing. She goes on to accuse Ronda. She just wants to fight you off so she can break your arms. Look what she did to me. Look what she did to Alexa Bliss. She'll do it to all of you pretty much. And Ronda goes on to say, no, I'm not going to just break people's arms, just those who deserve it. And then she locks Stephanie into the armbar, presumably, I guess, breaking her arm in the process. I thought this was kind of funny because nobody comes to help Stephanie, not the Riot Squad or anything. Like, that kind of made me laugh. I thought maybe the Riot Squad may help, and that might hint towards Ronda's next feud, but I guess not. I think Ronda's supposed to be taking on Nikki Bella at Evolution. I think that's what I heard, but anyway. Ronda Rousey came across well. The performance of Nikki Bella was good, apparently, even though she had to just stand there. Gained heat for the Ronda Rousey-Alexa Bliss storyline that, honestly, I probably should have ended, because Alexa Bliss should probably be feuding Trish right now, but whatever. Ronda Rousey improving in acting, so good for her, and all in all, not a bad angle here. Didn't really have to be on the show, but it was there, and it's something that happened. 72 B- rating here as we get a recap of the opening segment. Of course, Roman Reigns challenging Finn Balor and all that. And then hype for the main event tonight. Roman taking on Finn Balor, of course. 68 C+ rating as we get a recap of what we just saw of Ronda Rousey taking down Stephanie McMahon. 59 solid C rating as the B team make their way down to the ring. And they decide to dedicate their matches to each other. Now, I thought they dedicated their match to Brooklyn, but the commentary table said that they dedicated their match to each other. But, okay, maybe I missed that. But anyway, they told Brooklyn that the B for B stands for Brooklyn, so there you have that. But they're going to be in singles action, both of them. Bo Dallas up first against Scott Dawson, one half of the Revival. 58 C- rating here in an extremely short matchup. Scott Dawson goes over Bo Dallas in 3 minutes, 4 seconds with the leg hook Scioto suplex. I'm not exactly sure if that is what beat him, but it's a mouthful of a word. But Dawson gets the victory over Bo Dallas. Fans were not into this match, nor were they into the next match between Axel and Dash Wilder. They were so out of it, they were doing the wave, which to me is just extremely disrespectful. If you're going to a wrestling event, the show's not about you. Watch wrestling. Watch the damn event. You don't go to a football game and do a wave in there. You don't go to a basketball game and do the wave. And if you do, you're a jackass. I'm going to call you out. I don't care who you are. You're a jackass. You're there to watch the game. So watch the game. Enjoy what you paid your money for. And don't ruin it for other people who spent their money on this. Because let me tell you, if I go to a wrestling event and the whole crowd is doing the wave around me, I'm going to get pissed. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be mad. because now you guys are distracting me. You're distracting me from the event that I paid to watch. I'm not here to watch you guys do the wave and do the wave with you. I'm here to watch a wrestling show. Stop it. Stop disrespecting the performers. Stop disrespecting the athletes in the ring. Stop disrespecting the people who paid their money to see this. It's not about you. Okay? There, I said it. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way. You can tell Dawson wasn't happy too. When he won the match, you can tell that he was kind of pissed that the crowd turned in the match. But moving on. Curtis Axel did some good work ringside. What is kind of interesting here, though, is Scott and Dash are a very poor combination when Dash is managing Scott Dawson. So that's unfortunate for Scott, because as long as WWE has Dash by Scott Dawson's side, I am going to put them together. But that's unfortunate. Something you wouldn't expect from two people who have already great chemistry teaming with each other, but it happens. Bo Dallas with an in-ring performance of a 52, as was Scott Dawson. So both superstars with a 52 and actually outperforming their performance. That's not too bad. A good match from these guys. 47 Solid D, as afterwards Curtis Axel takes the mic and he challenges Dash Wilder. Nothing too special here. Bo apparently helping Curtis Axel despite selling. So we jump into our second singles matchup here. 55 C- rating here. In an extremely short match again, Dash Wilder goes over Curtis Axel, and both the B team loses to both the Revival members here tonight. So 55 C- for this matchup. Bo Dallas doing some good work ringside. Axel getting better at his gimmick. Curtis Axel with an in-ring performance of a 55. Dash Wilder with a 47. And no negative chemistry here between him and Scott Dawson. So just Dash Wilder managing Dawson gets the negative. Although Dash was worse, not only worse than Dawson, which we know, but didn't even hold his own against Curtis Axel. Bo Dallas and Dawson had the same rating. Not this time around. I got hiccups all of a sudden. I hate that. 54 C- rating here, as Bo Dallas takes the mic afterwards while the Revival are walking up the ramp, and they express that, yeah, you may have beat us tonight, but we're still the tag team champions pretty much. Oh my god. These hiccups come in at the worst time possible. Moving on, we get a 65 Solid C rating as Renee Young approaches Roman Reigns and questions him about tonight, about taking on Finn Balor, and about Braun Strowman looking to cash in. Roman Reigns isn't worried about it whatsoever. He's the big dog, and this is what he said he's going to do. 73 B- rating as Stephanie McMahon is selling her injury backstage while the Constable, Baron Corbin, and Alexa Bliss are checking in on her. Corbin puts over the fact that this is all Kurt Angle's fault. It would have never happened if Kurt would have control over the show. It's bad enough that he's putting Corbin in the matches, but now, he's letting Ronda Rousey take out Stephanie. Kurt Angle, of course, who is there at this time, and checking on Stephanie, he's like, I'm trying my best. And then Stephanie's like, Kurt, I think Constable Corbin makes a good point. I think it's time that you need a vacation. Kurt doesn't need a vacation, but Stephanie disagrees. She says, no, you need a vacation. I'm not saying this is a permanent, vacation, but I'm going to give you some time off, and during your time off, Constable Baron Corbin is going to be the acting general manager. So Kurt Angle no longer general manager for at least next week, maybe even for the rest of this month. I don't know. Constable Baron Corbin going to be acting in his place. 57 C- rating, as it is now time for our Universal Championship matchup. But before we can get to it, JoJo has to do her WWE Universal Championship introductions for the challenger Finn Balor and champion Roman Reigns. Finn Balor getting better at his gimmick, not sure how. And then it is main event time. Universal Championship is on the line. 72 B- rating here. In a decent matchup, Roman Reigns goes over Finn Balor in 16 minutes, 56 seconds with the spear. Braun Strowman coming out and distracting Roman Reigns during the match because, his entrance played and he makes his way down to the ring. Roman temporarily distracted, which makes it look like Finn could win the match. He goes for the coup de grace, but Roman moves, hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman makes his first defense of the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns was visibly tiring towards the end of the match, so that is something I'm going to have to check on, because he was not. I'd say Roman Reigns has some pretty good stamina, so I don't know. Depending on what his stamina is, there might be a lot of people, because I thought maybe a 75 would be good enough for at least a 20-minute match. But if you're gassed around 16, then again, they are going all out, but still, I might have to check that. But Finn Balor with an in-ring performance of a 70, just 1 point below Roman Reigns' 71 in-ring performance. Finn Balor also improving in Rumble skills, so good for him. And then afterwards, 76 B- rating as Braun Strowman, looking to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, takes out Roman Reigns, hands the briefcase over. JoJo makes the announcement, but before the match can be made official, which I thought it was, to be honest, before the match can be made official and the referee rings the bell, the Shield's music goes off, and out comes Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns' partner, his brothers in arms, and the Shield comes out, and they fight with Braun Strowman. Strowman fights with the Shield. It's not a one-sided beatdown. Braun Strowman is fighting for his life against the Shield, and the Shield are pretty much fighting to defend Roman Reigns. And eventually, despite the monstrosity that is Braun Strowman, the Shield manages to lift him up, hit the triple powerbomb onto him through the announce table to end off the show. The Shield is back, and yeah, there you have it. They're back, and they took out Braun Strowman. I don't know where I was going with that statement. 81, solid B rating for the show. No specific comments to be made, so surprisingly, we didn't lose or gain popularity. So that's not bad at all. It's pretty good, actually. I was worried that we were going to be losing a lot of popularity here, but WWE, despite being a national company, still managing to hold on to the grasp tonight and stay at the same popularity. We didn't gain anything, but we're around the same, so that is going to be the end of this video, though. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, my name's been OMG WTF, LOL TEW BRB. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams. I don't give a dams. Any social media account out there. If you got a buddy you feel would enjoy my content, give them a share as well. Help your boy get some new subscribers up in this bitch. And as always, I've got buddies of my own. I highly recommend checking them out. Raging Yoshi here on YouTube. ZachManziNVO over on Twitch. Doing his thing over there. Sometimes you might even catch me on Twitch with him. So definitely give him a follow. And yeah, that's going to be the end. I will see you guys for SmackDown. Have a good one.